They actually looked at real-world patients treated off clinical trials with Ibrutinib, and they were basically trying to look at and define what the response for the population of patients were like, and how did they compare to patients treated in a clinical trial with Ibrutinib, as well as also reporting on toxicities in the real world. And I think what stood out is really two things. First of all, I think the overall responses and the clinical benefit in terms of progression-free survival look pretty similar to what's been reported in clinical trials, so that gives us some, I think, additional information that what we see in the real-world population can mirror what we've seen in clinical trials. But I thought another take-home that was important in that study was that overall in the real world, the discontinuation rate seemed to be higher than in the clinical trials, and that was primarily driven by disease progression, but importantly, about a quarter of patients actually had to stop therapy with Ibrutinib due to toxicities, and that is a little higher than has been reported in prior clinical trials. So that's an interesting outcome to note and an observation from a real-world population. I think we'll need to sort of further understand and define why that could be, but that's, I think, important when we're thinking about applying our evidence to patients in practice.